With the beginning of this module, we will begin with chapter number 15. The chapter number 15 is all about SHRM and the management of change. And in this module, we will briefly talk about why to change. It is also important chapter because organizational change is one of the HR mandate. That is, it is their responsibility to facilitate an organizational change. Following our tradition, first we will discuss all the possible or potential learning objectives of this chapter. So, by the end of this chapter, students should be able to appreciate the importance of the effective management of change as a core skill for home, core skills for HR professionals. Explain the principal approaches to understanding the process of change. So, we are saying here that change is a process. So, HR professionals need to understand the process of that change. Critically evaluate several models of change management. As researchers, academics, and practitioners have offered several models of change, they can be categorized into different categories. So, we will see what those models have offered to the practitioners as well as the researchers to bring the change in the organization or to change the organization. So, analyze the phases of a change program. The second last is reflect on how individual responses to change can be affected by change program design. It's very important and critical that one need to understand that the change program itself affects how individuals reflect upon the changes in the organizations. So, outline some of the main ways in which the HR function can contribute to change and critically reflect upon the best approaches to adapt of change in different organizations. So, these are the potential learning objectives, and I hope that by the end of this chapter, you would be able to offer these things. Now, the question in this module is why to change? If you see on the screen, you will find a quote offered by the Charles Darwin. The philosopher said that it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So it is not that you are the strongest, or it is not that an organization which is strong enough. It is not that organization which is or the species that is more intelligent, like the human being, animals, other organisms, not the one which are more intelligent. The one who survive is the one who is responsive to change. So there is general agreement that the rate and pace of change facing organizations are greater now than they have ever been. What does this mean? That the change or the rate of change has been increased over the period of time. The reason could be external and some internal factors. For example, the dynamic environment is keep on pushing organizations to change more rapidly because the external environment and the internal environment of the organizations is changing more rapidly. For example, you may have realized that the products you had sometimes in the past or the services you had sometimes in the past, they were staying for quite a longer period of time. New models of televisions, new models of mobile phones, changes in design and fashion, that was very persistent for a longer period of time. For example, new models of televisions were coming after several years. Now you can see that every year more models are coming. Customers' needs, wants, and demands are also changing more rapidly. So that is implying that organizations also need to change. More organizations are coming into the industry. For example, in the fast food, it has definitely impacted the way people eat and the way people want to eat, or that has shaped people's behavior towards food. So now more organizations are supposed to adapt those changes. So this is what I said, that external and internal factors. So they are affecting the change. Despite of this realization that organizations now more rapidly need to change, we can see that yet the failure rate in organization is about 70%. Not many organizations are able to change or live up to the requirements of change. So in this chapter, we will see that what are those factors, what are those models, theories, and frameworks that can help us to understand, facilitate the change process in organizations, and certainly lower down the rate of failure in organizational change. Thank you.